And we are live. We're here yet again with another segment in our week celebration for Toastmasters International Day. And you would have seen so far, we started on October 17th, and today's the 21st, and we're finishing tomorrow on October 22nd, which is the official day for Toastmasters International Day. And tomorrow, as we say in Trinidad, tomorrow, please God, we are going to be celebrating 96 years as a Toastmaster throughout the world since its existence. And I just pause there for a second because I see some people are entering here in the stream. I see Kennedy Fleming without a picture. So Kennedy, could you show yourself on screen? Sandra, welcome. And so I was saying, thank you so much. Good to see you. You know how handsome you are. You need to show yourself. So we are celebrating 96 years. We are celebrating 96 years as a Toastmaster on October 22nd. But you know, we as a division and we Trinis, we do things extra here. And this is the Division F, Trinidad and Tobago Toastmasters. And we decided to kick it up for 1 week of celebration. And we have been showing you so far different aspects of who we are, the value that can be offered in all different ways. So in the beginning on October 17th, just to recap, we had the division directors welcome. We had the area directors welcome, the 4 area directors that make up Division F in Trinidad and Tobago. Then that was followed by the Vice President Public Relations promoting their various clubs that they're each responsible for. Not all of them were there, but those who were there represented. And we had at least Tobago represented and clubs in Trinidad represented. And then what did we have? So many things happened. What did we have? Sandra, if I miss anything, please jump in and tell me. Then we had Mr. Sultan yesterday sharing part 1 of a 3-part series. Yesterday he spoke on some history on how Toastmasters came to Trinidad and Tobago, as he's a co-founder together with Mr. Philip Rushford, who you will get to see a little bit later on. But Mr. Sultan shared a lot on the history yesterday on Toastmasters, why it came here. He's actually coming on after this interview today to talk about the second part on Toastmasters what. And tomorrow, please God, in the final day, he's going to be talking about Toastmasters future. Did I miss anything from yesterday, Sandra, besides Mr. Sultan?
Yeah, yesterday we also did how Toastmasters meeting is scheduled, and you know some of the things to look for, and how being a Toastmasters has affected our lives going forward. You know that sort of thing. We did that sharing yesterday.
That's right, and we spoke about Speechcraft yesterday.
That was Monday.
Speechcraft,
yes, we talked about Speechcraft yesterday.
Speechcraft yesterday, and the different types of clubs. You have community clubs, corporate clubs, online advanced clubs, all the gavel clubs for the youths. We spoke about all of that, so you get to understand that. And earlier today, how can I forget? Earlier today, we had the international president and the international director in a panel discussion. Yes, talking about the impact of COVID on Toastmasters, a global perspective. Yes, and we're going to balance that scale tomorrow by having the Caribbean perspective. And so you will be expecting the district director, the program quality director, and the immediate past district director having a panel discussion on the Caribbean perspective. So today, earlier, we had the global perspective, and tomorrow we're going to be having the Caribbean perspective. What are the special situations for us that we have to cope with here in the Caribbean? And did I miss anything out? There has been so much going on. And tomorrow we are having a live table topics contest. So persons who want to try table topics, you would learn more about that tomorrow. And we're going to be showing you our merchandise. We're going to be having some models on tomorrow showing you our merchandise. This is just one of them for those who are getting privy to it. I wouldn't show you the back. Sandra, get up and show the back. Sandra, could you show the back? Could you turn around and just show the back for a second? Turn around. Yes. You see, Sandra has a good back portion there. You see that? She has a good back portion. Sandra, I chose you purposely. Yes. And you notice that on the back of her t-shirt marks integrity, which is one of the core values of Toastmasters, and I'm sure it's also a core value of Rotary International. What else are we missing coming tomorrow? I want to kind of give them a little preps, as we say in Jamaica, a little preps into what's happening for tomorrow.
We're gonna have some.
So we have
my why. We're gonna have some people coming on to say why they joined and why they still
live my wife. Yes. Live my wife. So that is similar to our table topic as well, but they are coming to speak to my why. Why are they members of Toastmasters? What it has done for them. So a lot is happening, people. But here we are today with Rotary International. We have two awesome men. I'm getting some feedback. I don't know from who. It's probably me. I don't know. Feedback from myself. Yes, because everybody else is muted. So we are here with Rotary International. And if you don't know, I mean, we have been doing so much already. We had an earlier launch on September 25th with this division and Rotary. I don't think anywhere else in the world that a launch has been done since Toastmasters International has formed an alliance with Rotary International. We are the only ones, as I say, Trinidad does extra. We are extra. We always go to extra. We had a launch here. And of course, I am hearing from Sandra, Division Director, that people are making contact with her to find out how we did it over here. Isn't that right, Sandra? How we did the RITI launch? Are they asking you about that?
That's correct. Yes. Lots of people want to know how we came about. I said to them it's because our Rotarians here are really enthusiastic people and, and you know,
that's right.
They
no, don't give out the secret, Sandra. No.
You have a point.
No, we have to bottle it. We have to bottle it and sell it. You see that now? We have to bottle it and sell it. We're not giving away anything. So if you're listening to this, know that we're not just giving away stuff like that. Okay. So here we are with our RI Alliance, our fellow brothers. Well, they're brothers. You know, we are the sisters. Yay! Isn't that awesome? The brothers and the sisters. The brother-sister organization. The brother-sister organization. And let me tell you a bit about these two gentlemen, because you know Sandra already. I'm not going to introduce Sandra again. You have been seeing Sandra all the time. She's the division director for Division F. Okay? These guys are the ones we want to feature. Okay? So hang tight. Let me tell you a bit about them. So let me start with Abraham. Now, you see, this man says to me offline that I am saying it's supposed to be Abraham. He's telling me this is what he got. You have to work with it. So Abraham Daniel is a senior member of the American Society of Quality and a certified quality engineer. Presently, he's the managing director of his company, Shaw Qual Services Limited, and travels extensively throughout North and Central America and the wider Caribbean. Well, he can't be doing that now. Facilitating small to large companies to improve efficiency, reduce waste, and enhance productivity. He loves playing football and dancing. Clearly, you need to hook up with me, Abraham, because I'm a dancer myself. Just plugging in that there. So after we have this interview, we have to hook up. Okay. He's a Rotary Club member of Shagona since 2006, and he has held several roles from secretary to director over the period 2007 to 2019. He's a Paul Harris Fellow. He has attended several Rotary trainings internationally, Atlanta, Guyana, Suriname, Barbados, and he's married to Pearl. Hey, Pearl, of 32 years, and he has, between them, they have 2 children, and he's here with us today. Let's welcome Abraham, or if it's easier for you to say it, Daniel. Let's welcome. All right, next in line. Yes, it's good to have you. Next in line is Kennedy Fleming. He's the managing director of Flemco Services Limited, an incorporated agent for the Maritime Financial Group. His undergraduate studies are in management and accounting, while his postgraduate is in finance. He's a Rotarian for over 25 years, that's my age, and has served as the president of REC San Fernando South on 3 occasions. Additionally, he has also served as a director on several state entities, as well as an alderman on the San Fernando City Council. Welcome, Kennedy. It's good to have you guys. So before we start, I want to just show a little video here that speaks to the Rotary Toastmasters International Alliance, on which we are going to speak more on that for the next probably 20 minutes. Okay, so give me a second, let me pull up that video.
As you may have heard, Toastmasters International is thrilled to be working with Rotary International and its vast network of clubs and members. Both of our organizations value developing strong communication and leadership skills. These are skills that can have a real impact on a person, both personally and professionally.
And yet, as similar as we are, we also take pride in our unique strengths. For Rotary, our greatest asset is our ability to unite people and take action to create lasting change. Aligning with Toastmasters, I am excited for the new opportunities our members will have to make connections locally and learn new skills.
Our alliance starts at the grassroots level. We encourage Toastmasters to locally engage with Rotary members and seek out mutually beneficial ways to work together. As part of the alliance, Toastmasters is designing a leadership development program for Rotary and Rotaract members. There will be 8 courses that include speech assignments and peer evaluation.
At Rotary, our vision statement says that we strive to make lasting change, not only in communities around the world, but also within ourselves. Working with Toastmasters is an exciting opportunity to reflect inward and find new ways to grow.
Both of our organizations have a track record of transforming lives, though in very different ways. Rotary is dedicated to serving the world through service. Toastmasters is dedicated to serving the world by building a person's communication and leadership competencies. When we put our 2 organizations together, we can make an even bigger impact on the world.
Nice. So we are here once again. And that was introduced by Deepak Menon, our former international president, because earlier today you would have seen or met Richard Peck, who is the current international president. So we are here today with Kennedy and Abraham or Daniel, Daniel, whichever one suits you. I'm hearing a lot of noise coming from my end. So if you see me mute after a while, don't get frightened. Another thing I want to say to you is, should I get disconnected or anybody get disconnected, don't be perturbed. We're going to come back on. Keep talking, because you see that little red button up at the top left of your screen. It says live. So we are still live. No matter what happens on my end, keep the conversation going. Okay? So guys, we are here. Rotary International and Toastmasters International are represented here through Sandra Theodore, Division Director. And you heard what was said in the video, that together we can be a force to be reckoned with. What are your thoughts on that? I will start with Abraham, and then Kennedy, you can jump in with your comments after.
Yeah, certainly, Corinne. Definitely wonderful introduction, shedding light on both organizations and what has led to this collaboration. And I think the outcome is quite evident in that Toastmasters, I mean, they go back very long, but I'll talk mainly from Rotary. Rotary has a long history, as you know, 115 years as a service organization. And I think when I look at the history of Rotary and where it has become now, certainly, many changes have occurred over time. There is one thing that I couldn't help but thinking about in preparing for this discussion. And one of the things that has been hurl at Rotary in the form of a good criticism, if there's such one, is that Rotary is the biggest secret, meaning that we impact so many lives around the globe, yet so many people do not really identify with the work of Rotary. And that has been attributed to people not feeling very comfortable in speaking about Rotary. They will do the work, but there's a fear in speaking. Rotary has been encouraging its members globally, to speak about Rotary. That's one way the world is going to get to know about the work of Rotary. But more so, it's going to move us forward also, because the more that we can share the good work that Rotary does around the globe, is the more we can get support for the work that we do. So it's a sort of catch-22 situation. If we stay quiet, we're going to struggle to go beyond where we are. But the more that we share, the more that we can move forward. And that's where I think, from where I sit, I'm seeing the collaboration being of extreme benefit to both entities. More so Rotary in enabling us to really speak out in a manner that where our messaging could be clear, it could be direct, and it can really reach the ears of those that are listening in a manner that would call them to action. So that's, I think, if I were to look at the benefit of that collaboration and how it can impact Rotary globally, I would say it is the enabling of Rotarians to enhance their communication skills in a manner that was not emphasized before, so that Rotary can grow from strength to strength.
Thank you so much for that contribution, Abraham. Kennedy, what's your take on it? Anything to contribute?
Well, I'll just add slightly some additional points.
Not hearing you. You're sounding low.
Are you hearing me now?
You're low. Not hearing you. No.
I'll just add, are you hearing me better now? Yeah? Are you
A
hearing
little
me
bit.
better?
Yes.
Could it be a little bit louder? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good. Two things I'd just like to add, and I think Abraham touched it on his last point, where this MOU basically going to help develop Rotarians' ability to communicate better. As you know, most Rotary is an organization of business and professional persons. We use our vocation as a means of serving humanity. That's how we see it. And there are a lot of persons, professional persons, who they can speak about their vocation, their profession, and so on. But if you ask them to stand up and give a presentation on any other topic, they may have some challenges, like many of us. So I am seeing, from a micro perspective, I am seeing this union, this alliance. Toastmasters is an organization specializes in communication skills. And I am seeing this as they helping us as Rotarians and professionals to enhance our communication skills so that we then can articulate our projects and the things that we do in terms of lifting the service that we provide to humanity. So that's how I'm seeing it from a Rotarian perspective. From a Toastmasters perspective, I am seeing Toastmasters, because of the vast network, your past president made mention to it, the network that we have. I am seeing Toastmasters members gaining access to that network, looking to see how we do our humanitarian service, and they already have a particular skill set and competencies in terms of their communication abilities to enhance that project and to gain that network, the ability to network more in terms of sharing and developing themselves and sharing what they learn in terms of their communication skills. That's how I'm seeing it on both sides. So it's a win-win for both organizations, and as such, it's a win-win for the community and the world at large.
I thank you for that. And I do agree with you. One of our, as you would have seen on the apparel that Sandra is wearing, at the back it says integrity. The rest of our core values is respect, service, and excellence. And I know service is a core value. It's everything that Rotary International rests upon in terms of the way it functions. So I see that synergy of service because I don't see service coming out much in Toastmasters. Sandra can attest to this or share in her perspective, but I don't see service coming out as well as I would see Rotary out there or any of the other service clubs. We are more focused on communication and leadership, not necessarily on carrying out, manifesting that or implementing that or executing that in the four values that we live by, service being one. So for me as a Toastmaster, I would want to get involved in some of the projects that Rotary is conducting and even help by participating in the service projects, help to uplift the standard of those who may be presenting on the projects, those who may be delivering a report, those who may have to carry out roles in there. We as a Toastmaster may be able to uplift that, elevate that standard by working together with Rotary in your service projects. I want to point this now to Sandra. I see her thinking. I see the little, the cogs and the wheel turning in her head in terms of what I'm saying. So she can jump in here now and give her comment on that.
Yes, Corinne. Kennedy is quite right in terms of what we do in our communication skills and our leadership skills. And we see Rotarians out there. Everywhere you go, there's a Rotarian. In Trinidad and Tobago, Rotarians are all over. If you ask the average person on the street about Toastmaster, they might ask you, what is that? Right? And that's simply because we are not out there doing the service. Our service in Toastmasters is that we serve each other. All right? We serve each other in terms of when they come to the clubs and we have our projects and doing. We help each other in terms of doing a proper presentation and evaluating and so on. That's where we serve each other. Now we have to move forward and serve the community, serve the country, serve the world. That's where we want to go, and that's where Rotarians are. All right. So the collaboration is, a fantastic one, and we are willing and raring and waiting, just to get on board with our fellow Rotarians and Rotarats to really get this collaboration going.
Yes, and you make a solid point there, Sandra, about we give service to a fellow member. I didn't think about that, but you're absolutely right. But we have to go beyond that, which is what Rotary does. But something Abraham mentioned, and he said that people see Rotary as a secret. Sandra, that people also see Toastmasters as a secret, because you would think everybody would know, but it seemed to be a secret around, and it's only for a certain type of people. So clearly we are two secret organizations collaborating that we clearly need to get. And it is hoped that by these amount of interviews happening through the celebrations this week, that people will learn more about us, seek to find out, because we are adding value in the content that we are producing out here. Let me ask some targeted questions here now. So we are in Trinidad, all four of us, we are sitting here watching each other. What is the plan? What is the plan in terms of the alliance of Rotary and Toastmasters International, the Division F, because Division is located, it comprises the 14 clubs in Trinidad and Tobago. We cover the island. What are some of the plans? You don't have to give away everything, but give us an idea of what are the plans moving forward to bring what you have said to life and to involve, like you said, the Rotaracts, which are the younger people, and the people who can be formed into Gavel clubs, which are the younger people, in in Toastmasters? What are the plans moving forward?
Well, Corinne, to put it in a nutshell, you would have heard when you did that clip at the beginning, our past director speaking about the various, there are 8 educational courses that they're going to provide for the Rotarians. And I think thus far they've sent 6. So right now the Rotarians are exposed to that education, which speaks directly to the work that they do. And one of the things that, in speaking with Rotarians and the number of meetings that we've had, they're excited about the courses that they're doing, but they want to know that they are evaluated like how we evaluate each other. So one of the things that we're reaching out to do is they will come to our meetings, we will go to their meetings. They will speak at our meetings and we will evaluate them just as we evaluate each other when we come to our meetings. And likewise, when we go to their meetings, we will also speak. I think they might get an opportunity based on what they see in our meetings to evaluate us as we go to their meetings. So those are some of the things that we have in mind. I'll leave the balance to Kennedy and Abraham to talk about, because there's other stuff that we would like to do, how we are going to attempt
it. Abraham, I'll give you the opportunity.
All right, sure, no problem. So good. So we're getting down to the nuts and bolts of this collaboration in a local setting. And what I see happening, and we would really, I mean, Sandra would have articulated on what has been set in motion already. So what my thoughts are, when a Toastmaster or when Toastmasters visit our club, and part of our club's meeting agenda is usually to discuss projects. What I am seeing, or what I'm foreseeing, is that the diversity of projects that clubs undertake in Trinidad here, really good projects, that these projects would appeal to Toastmasters. It will strike a chord. It will resonate with them and say, hey, I want to be part of this. How do I do it? And even before they say, yes, we will be on board, I anticipate that Rotarians will be seeing Toastmasters, hey, this is just an extension to the good work that we do. Apart from you reaching out and coming into our club and sharing how you can assist, here is our service agenda for which you're welcome to participate in any, to the extent that you want. Whether that leads to deeper commitments, okay, maybe Toastmasters might say, hey, I want this thing to be, I want to formalize this arrangement. It's not just stepping in and stepping out, because in that way, planning becomes a little more of a challenge. So maybe it might even lead to Toastmasters becoming Rotarians, and vice versa. I am seeing where you may have members in a club who might say, listen, you know, this is one of the challenges I've had in the past. Maybe my vocation, my involvement in the community beyond, you know, our service activities. This is a skill in terms of communication that I would really like to have. And as far as I'm concerned, it isn't really costing much for us to go and sit in a classroom. Here we have a Toastmasters organization that's willingly coming forward to help us. So I'm seeing that win-win, you know, situation taking place. And as soon as Sandra indicated, we can get those, you know, visiting arrangements taking place and we get to know each other as people, I think, and we continue to share, that is where I think the appeal for Toastmasters and for Rotary service projects will kick in. So that's how I see it.
Well, Corinne, let me just add. Let me just add something to that. To date, what we have done so far, as we spoke to earlier, we have launched the MOU in Trinidad and Tobago. We had a meeting. There's a committee that has been set up that comprises both Toastmasters, members of Toastmasters, and members of Rotary. So far, we had a meeting not too long ago where we got all the area directors in Trinidad and Tobago. We had the divisional director, Sandra, and then we had the equivalent of your area directors, our assistant governors in the Rotary fraternity in Trinidad and Tobago. So there was approximately 8 persons in all together with us and Sandra. And we have structured it in such a way that the area directors would liaise with our assistant governors, more so in the areas in which they represent. And the intent is that they will share the information with their presidents and vice versa, both in Toastmaster clubs and in Rotary clubs. And they will begin the meeting and the greeting and the attending of each other's meetings. So that's the beginning where we are. I believe our next meeting is scheduled for, I think it's the first week in November, or the second week in November, where we will assess where we are, how it has been going so far. But the intention is that is how we are going to spread the word in the initial stage and see how we progress. At the end of the day, the objective is that we will develop our communication skills. Toastmasters will have the opportunity to gain access to our network, and together we can continue our service to humanity on a broader perspective. So that's what I'm seeing.
I understand that it will be a phased approach. It will not be an overnight situation. What can we see? Let's set some goals here. We have about another 8 minutes left, and we want to end off with a bang. So we are at the end of October. You said there's a meeting in November. What are we expecting to see between now and the end of this year, first quarter of 2021?
Well, what we are hoping to see is that the information in terms of the Rotary clubs will start interacting with the Toastmasters Club from a president's level. They will be sharing the information where they are located so that Toastmasters, let's say in Port of Spain, will get to know the Rotary clubs that are in Port of Spain. The Toastmasters Club in San Fernando will get to familiarize themselves with the Rotary clubs in San Fernando and in the East as well as Central. So the intent is that we will get to know each other, and we could begin the conversation, attending each other's meetings, speaking, and so on. Toastmasters, Rotarian, their members, we are hoping that they will log into the Rotary online, where they can start participating in the programs that have already been there. As I said, it's 8 in the initial stages. So far, they have placed 6. So Rotarians we are trying to encourage them to attend those classes and so on, so that when they go to the Toastmasters Club, they themselves will be able to, because some of those courses entails writing speeches, delivering speeches, and so on, to enhance their communication and develop their communication skills. So we are hoping that between now and then, that initial breaking of the ice, so to speak, will have begun, and then we can take it when we meet in the next meeting, evaluate that, and see how we need to push that further, where Rotarians and Toastmasters, but Toastmasters more particularly, can get involved in Rotary projects. Because of the COVID situation, some of the projects, we are basically out. So that has been hindering us in terms of how we go out. It's not stopping us, but it has slowed us down. I know some clubs are having virtual meetings. We are doing virtual projects. As a matter of fact, our club is having a virtual concert on the 21st of January through WAC Radio. I know we also having a golf tournament. So we are having actually the golf tournament live. So any Toastmaster who wish to be or want to find out about that, feel free to check us. They could come and see what the project and so on is like. They could start meeting some of the Rotarians actually in terms of our grounds. That is where we are. All right, serving humanity. You're having fun, because that is part of Rotary, to have fellowship, to have fun, raising funds to help the community. So it has a lot of other clubs. When you get to know the clubs and you get to meet them, then you will see the type of projects they're doing and you all can jump in. Hands-free, just jump in and be at home. We are waiting to welcome you all.
I jumping in the golf tournament. I jumping in, Kennedy. I don't know how to play golf. Don't stand near to me. That is all I will say. Don't stand near to me. But I'm coming. I am coming to play golf and make sure that I'm looking good. I have the stance ready. I'm ready. So, Abraham, do you have anything to add? And then we will close off with Sandra.
Yeah, I think for any of the Rotary Club tournaments, they're always short on caddies. So you might be able, and they pay well, by the way. So you can fill in there. But just, I think Kennedy says it there. I mean, the diversity of projects that exist amongst clubs in Trinidad, we're working towards, building a directory so that, we can make that available to all Toastmasters and Rotarians in Trinidad. So members of both clubs or entities should not have or should not want of information. Okay, what can I do? Where can I go to connect with Rotarian, with Toastmasters, and vice versa, Toastmasters connecting with Rotarians. So that's something that is going to be in the pipeline to make that accessible so that persons can decide, okay, here are activities, here's a calendar of activities, that's available for which Toastmasters can participate.
Yeah, I welcome that, Abraham. And we also, people can check on our Facebook page to see the various clubs, where they meet and what time they meet and so on. And I know that we are also, as part of our mission, is to form other clubs. And we are in the process right now of forming a club in Trinidad through the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. That is in the pipeline. We still have a lot of work to do with it. And we're also forming another club. There's one club in Tobago, and we're at the moment forming another club in Tobago. And I know that my counterparts in Tobago have reached out to the Rotaracts in Tobago. And today I had a conversation with Rion to get some information. So that's another avenue for the Rotaracts to join that new club in Tobago. And Rion sounded quite excited about that collaboration and getting them to reach out to the new Tobago club. We will be having a demo meeting actually of that club on the 5th of November. So people feel free, check on the Facebook page, you'll see all the information, or you can contact me as the division director and I will guide you as to what is to be done. A couple of people have been reaching out to us as well in terms of joining the club. Go on the Facebook page, you get all the information, or you can call me at 766-6462. We are really looking forward to this collaboration. We want to get our feet wet. We want to go out there and do stuff, to expand in the community in Trinidad and Tobago and do some good work for Trinidad and Tobago. And I think when we join with the Rotarians, it will be fantastic. Correct?
Thank you. Thank you so much. You got a thumbs up from Kennedy there. You got a thumbs up. Well, let me tell you, I think in golf you can have a partner. I don't know what you call it, but Sandra, I designate her as my partner, my buddy on the golf course.
Yeah. I come in
my buddy.
We'll be right there.
we will watch some Tiger Woods, get proper coaching from Tiger, and we're ready for you all Rotarians. We're ready. We have a very competitive spirit. Let me just prepare you in Toastmasters. So we come in ready. Sisters versus the brothers. Sisters versus the brothers. Guys, I want to thank you so much. I saw persons you would have seen on the screen inquiring about Toastmasters, and by extension, once they ask about Toastmasters, they're going to ultimately get involved in Rotary. And for those who probably missed it because I was showing it on the screen, if you go on, like Sandra said, if you go on our Facebook page, Toastmasters Trinidad and Tobago, and you see a WhatsApp button there, that button, once you click on it, directs you straight to Sandra. I can't get this thing right when you're pointing in the screen. Directs you straight to Sandra, and she is going to be in direct contact with you. Okay, so once you click that WhatsApp button on the Facebook page, you're actually talking to Sandra. How do you do this thing? I can't get this. This whole mirror business. Yeah, right? Yeah. You're actually talking to yeah. Thanks, Abraham. You're actually talking to Sandra. So please reach out to her. She has all the information to give you. And she's also on that connection network with the Rotarians. So she can guide you in both Toastmasters and Rotary. Thank you, Kennedy. Thank you, Abraham, for being here. Thank you, Sandra, for being here and sharing a bit about that Rotary International Toastmasters International Alliance. We look forward to what is to come. People, the meeting is next month. Remember the demo meeting in Tobago. If you're interested, for those Tobagonians over there, or people who just want to, remember we are virtual. So you can attend any meeting from anywhere in the world right now. And it's the same for Rotary. Any final words, any words from Kennedy? I saw he unmuted his mic. Anything you wanted to say, Kennedy?
Well, yes, we will be happy to have you all, and we look forward to the relationship and the development of as we go forward. So we are excited about it, just as you are. So we look forward to meeting and playing with and learning with you all. So that's basically what we have to say.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Abraham, anything?
Yeah, just I ditto that from
ditto.
Yes.
And just one final thing, Corinne, just one final thing. If any Toastmasters have not heard, if any Toastmasters have not heard about the clubs in their areas, they can speak with their area directors to make sure that the information is there, and vice versa. That they are translating the messages with the presidents and so on.
Fabulous. Fabulous. And of course, if there's anything to be shared, we are going to share it also on our Facebook page and connect with Rotary International. So there's no lack of information. The responsibility is really on you, the watchers, the people who are watching us now, the people who will be watching the replay tomorrow, next week, next year. We don't know when you'll be watching this, but whenever you are, the information is relevant. Feel free to reach out to us anytime. Thank you for being here. And remember what's coming up next in the next few minutes at 6:30 sharp. The interview with Nazir Sultan, Toastmasters what? Yes, Kennedy?
I would just like to...
You wanted to say something?
Yes, in closing, I would just like on behalf of Rotary to wish Toastmasters a happy anniversary on the 22nd and wish them another 100+ years.
Yeah, very well.
Thank you. At 96, we're looking good. At 96, we're looking good. We're looking good.